the support here. Yeah, and bringing it into his shoulder blades, and the muscles through here, getting his shoulders more involved in the movement. Yeah, and with that, his breath starts to deepen. And it's just this gentle unwinding still. Mm-hmm. Letting that move all the way up, right from your place of resource, right from your belly up. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, this is a much stronger breath now. He's breathing in and out through his mouth. I didn't tell him to do that, but his body shifted into that. Yeah. As it starts to open more. Yeah. And keep tuning into your own body as you're watching him. What's happening inside of you right now? Yeah, so now we're going to start to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to invite you, Giten, to once again return to your place of resource. Sensing this lower belly. Noticing what's alive or what's different right now. Yeah, maybe there's some new sensations, something has changed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, just settling right there into it. Yeah. Yeah, letting it fill down into your pelvic bowl, your sacrum. Mm-hmm. And you may notice that I'm not having to do, I'm not constantly on his body doing something. A lot of times people are constantly feeling like they need to touch or do something. And no, we also give space so his own natural movement can unfold. There's a trusting of the body. Now, obviously, you tend to be an advanced breather. So there's some people who are just starting off, we do need to do a little bit more. They might be more kind of like not moving. And there's something, Just going to do a little bit deeper pressure here in his shoulders. Supporting a little bit of movement through here. Yeah. There's these points in Chinese medicine that help things move through the body that I happen to be on right now. Yeah. One more time. You see, he's very present with his emotional expression. Yeah. Do a little bit, let the body build, and then release, and then let the body respond. Just don't keep staying in there. Little bits of activation, stimulation to his system, and then give space for the body to respond. Yeah, just really finding your space. Yeah, all the space you need right now. And this is a place in his body my attention keeps getting drawn to. It's like as I'm scanning his body, it's always coming right back into here. Tissue to spit. There's a tissue. And I'm just giving support with my hand here, just letting him know that he's not alone and that there's lots of support. Yeah. And we'll start to slow it down just a little bit and coming back again into contact with your resource. So we've done 2 waves so far. This is the second time we're coming down off the second wave, coming back to resource. Again, noticing the sensations that are present there. Yeah. Yeah. Noticing what feels alive, if it's still that place of relaxation, solidity, or if it's changed in any way. Yeah, remember he talked in the beginning about that sadness that was there when he came into resource. Now there's more access to it. Yeah, so he's come back to resource. Yeah.
The breath never really stops. It slows down, it gets deeper, and it's faster, then it slows down, it slows, but the depth is still there.
Mm-hmm. So Giten, would you like to go a 3rd round of breathing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not guiding his head, I'm just supporting it. So his hands return to his resource. I'm just going to bring again some supportive touch to his heart area, as well as his head. Yeah, we're just settling now. The body has a tremors, ways of releasing from the nervous system. Yeah. Neurogenic tremors. It's just part of the release of old patterns, old stresses, traumas. And always at the end of BBTRS sessions, we like to give a good amount of time for this stage. Really, this is not just integration, but it's in this further, this is really the parasympathetic. Parasympathetic is more dominant here, it's deactivation. It's a place of integration. You notice his breath has returned to normal breathing. He's no longer doing the breathing pattern. He's breathing in and out through his mouth, but it's in a very gentle, slow, connected, deep way. see even his body is still continuing to tremor at times. That's why having good amount of space at this stage is really important. Yeah, and after I give some supported touch for part of it, then after a while, the way I like to work is I also step back so the space is entirely their own. I'm still very much here with my presence. If they open their eyes, they're going to see me right here with them, which is really important. I'm not here looking over here. I'm not here looking at my watch. I'm not checking my phone. It's just if they open their eyes, they're going to see me right here. And I'm just holding space. Take your time as you're starting to move from the session, just noticing perhaps your weight of your body on the mattress, the support here, the touch of your fingers. And one last time, I'll invite you to come back to your resource. Just again noticing the sensations, the qualities that are there. What perhaps is different or changed in some way. Yeah. Here's a pillow if you'd like to just rest on your head for a second. You're good. Okay. So what are you noticing? What's present for you now?
I'm noticing a very clear internal channel of activation from the very top, from the surface of my head, all the way down to lower belly. Like this really positive, like sensation of aliveness, this physical sensation of this good activation.
Like life force energy kind of? Okay, yeah.
Felt very good to reconnect with the breath. It's been a while since I had a session myself.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. And how's your resource now?
It feels good. It feels there. I'm able to feel actually more parts of my body more acutely now. Yeah. Also, it felt like waves of different emotional waves. Like there was from sadness to laughter again, and then I noticed that I felt very present to my physical sensations throughout the whole time. The emotions were just flowing. So there was not really paying attention to emotions as they were just going, but really focusing on aliveness in the body. That felt very good.
Okay, cool. So any questions about what you just saw? Yes, Anna.
When you have the tremor, is that the shaking?
The tremor, yeah, the shaking.
What if it doesn't stop, if it's keep going? Do we stimulate with the muscles? We have to give
Well, it depends. I mean, it may go on for a little while, and that's what somebody needs. But if it seems like it's happening so much that their body, that could be hurtful for their body, then yeah, we do need to slow it down. You can even have them while the tremoring is happening. You can say, okay, as you're noticing the tremoring, also come back to that place of resource. You can also try that. It depends on the person. Some people, that's just their pattern. It can last for longer. Other people, it's shorter. But you want to make sure that it's not like so big and all over the place that they're going to throw out their back or something. You don't want that. But having them be in touch with their resource, and you can see what happens to the tremor with that. That itself might also shift it in some way or make it more what we call coherent, where it's not so erratic, it's not so chaotic. It becomes more of yeah.
Most of the time it comes in waves.
Yeah.
You have like a wave passes and then it comes down, then another wave. That you access different layers of tension that starts to release it. There's a difference between muscular tremor and neurogenic tremor. They feel different and they look different. Muscular tremor is that you're just shaking your body. Neurogenic tremor happens spontaneously on its own. It really feels like nervous. It comes from the core. So it feels like nervous system's releasing.
What happened to your sadness? What happened to your sadness? How does it feel now? The place where you felt sadness?
Still there, but it's like I don't feel that it's anything like kind of included as part of where I am right now, where I'm today.
Right.
How was it before? And how was it before?
Well, I wasn't really aware of it until Prema asked me about it. You mean before today, this morning? Yeah. I wasn't aware until she actually brought my attention to it, guided me to check in what's happening. So, yeah. I still feel it's there to a lesser degree, but it's just not much to pay attention to at the moment.
Any other questions about facilitating? Yes, Helen.
What would be your cue to suggest to go back into resource so that you don't cut necessarily the activation and the good work of it, but that it doesn't necessarily go too far?
Yeah, so that's where titration comes in. So in the beginning, you may do often, it depends on the person's nervous system that you're working with a lot. So in the beginning, you may do a little bit of activation, then bring it back to resource. I know Giten quite well. I know his system. We did these 3 bigger pendulations. But you might be working with somebody where you do just a little bit and come back to resource, and then just a little bit more, come back to resource, and come a little bit more, come back to resource. You don't want to do so little that you don't build a charge, though. So it does come with experience of being able to build a charge, activate enough breath so something can actually happen, and then move back into resource. And you're right, it is this thing where if somebody's like, if there's a charge and it's going and going and going, it's not activating. And so you might want to bring them back to resource again, ground, feel, sense what's here, and then start trying to build a charge again. To try and just keep going and going and going in hopes that it activates and deactivates is not really what we do in BBTRS. So you don't want to leave somebody hanging there for too long of a time. And when you see those signs of deactivation, there's tremoring, there's tears, there's laughter, there's shaking, there's heat, there's those are kind of the main signs of that. That there's been we've gone over, we've activated and moved into deactivation. You know, spontaneous, the sweating, the heat, the tears, the laughing, the shaking, those sort of things. And then you want to encourage that. Yeah, okay, so let's just give some space for those tears right now. And slowing down your breath, feeling what's here, coming back to resource, giving time and space for that to then settle before starting another wave of breath. Yeah. Amy, you had a question?
Yeah, so when you asked Giten when he was feeling in his body, he first went to a place of somewhere that felt nice and grounding.
Mm-hmm.
So what if somebody first goes to a place that feels icky and disrupting?
So the question I asked was, let's find a place in your body that feels supportive, that feels good, that feels more of how you want to feel. I was looking for an internal resource. I didn't ask for just what are you noticing in your body. I said, as you scan down your body, see if you can find, we're going to look for an internal resource, see if you can sense a place in your body that feels open. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I did say, or something more of how you like to feel. How you ask that question is very important, because there may be times in the future where you do look for a place of charge. But right now, we're just going to be looking for a place of resource. And so you guide your person into finding that resource. Finding a place in your body that feels more solid, more open, more safe, more of how you like to feel. Yeah.
Okay, we need
And
to
there was one more question over here, and then we need to go on,
Yeah.
then we need to switch. Mm-hmm.
take a short break.
I was wondering, so what if you have somebody in front of you that you feel like is not going into the charge?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's holding back?
Mm-hmm.
How do you support that?
That's a big question that we'll be exploring throughout the week. So we will come back to that over and over and over. Okay, thank you.
That happens quite often.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 10-minute break?